Hello Year 6, this is Lesson 4 on Thursday the 21st of January, and it is Lesson 4 of your 2-week writing journey where you are going to be writing a first person recount as a resident in the city of Pompeii. So today we are going to be looking at a waggle. You will need your group's copy of the waggle that was emailed to you yesterday. And now I'm going to talk to each of the groups, yellow, green and blue groups, individually and explain your task to you. Hello yellow group. Now for this task this morning that you're going to be doing, you need to have the text that was emailed to you last night, and you might want to grab yourself some highlighters if you've got any at home, or some coloured pencils, because you're going to be doing a lot of highlighting words and phrases today, because we are going to be exploring the vocabulary in the whole text. Now, I've just got here the first paragraph. You've got a bit more. But what I'd like to do is just start off by reading the paragraph to you so that you get a feel of what it sounds like. The day started like every other day. Sitting quietly in the garden, I noticed there wasn't a cloud in the sky. In the distance, you could hear the occasional lazy roar from the gladiatorial lions, who were basking in the early morning sunshine. It promised to be a great day. Rushing to get ready, I was due to meet my friends in the forum for lunch. I felt the ground beneath my feet shudder and shake. I stumbled and almost fell. It only lasted for a minute or so, but it was long enough to make me confused and somewhat concerned. I didn't notice the small wisp of smoke rising from the top of Vesuvius. Nobody did. Walking through the market, I couldn't help but smile at my good fortune. Everything was all right in my world. Approaching the square, the local madman was shouting at the top of his voice to leave the city now, that the volcano was about to erupt. Silly man, I thought to myself, everyone knows that it's been dormant for years. Even so, a few people still stopped to listen to him, but then moved on, not worried by his warnings. So, what I want you to do now, the first part of what I want you to do, is to start to look at the text and just look for clues that tell you what the character is like, and highlight those in one colour. So I might, if I'm looking at this, I might start with blue, and I might put a key there. Oh, I'm doing it in pink, not blue. And do a key as to what that colour refers to. So I'm looking at character here. So then I get my highlighter back up again. So the day started like every other day. Oh, this here tells me that this person has a routine, and I'm going to type it up here. She has a routine because it started like every other day. So every day she does the same thing. She has a routine. And that's what I'd like you to do. So when you highlight it, explain what it shows you about that character. Sitting quietly. So here, I'm going to underline this and think, oh, she sits quietly in the garden. Okay. And if she's sitting quietly, that means, could she be a person that's quite quiet? I don't know. If she sits quietly, does she like to reflect a lot on what she does? Put a Q at the front of this so it looks right. It's really a bit like a read aloud, think aloud, so that you're actually looking at it and what does it tell you about that person. So that's what you're going to do first. You highlight words and phrases that show you what the character's like. When you've done that, I want you to go on to the next task, and that is highlighting words and phrases that are linked to Mount Vesuvius. So here again, now I need to make sure that I've got my right colour highlighter here now. Let's go for yellow, bright sunny colour. I'm looking for things that are linked to Mount Vesuvius. So the ground beneath my feet shudder and shake. So that then would tell me, and I'm going to explain what that's hinting at. This is starting to show the volcano is waking up. Because you know from your research that you've already done that Mount Vesuvius has been dormant, it's been asleep for many, many years, and now it's starting to wake up. So I want you to do that for the text. Now, so you're looking at highlighting words that are linked to Mount Vesuvius. Oh, and you need your key as well, don't you? So I need to put my key up here, so I've got my yellow highlighter, and then I need to write. I forgot to do this. And it's really important that you put the key on so that when your teacher is marking it, oh, it's a proper noun, capital letter, when your teacher is marking it, she can see, or he or she can see very, very clearly what your clues, what your coding is. So then I want you to move on to your third task. And your third task is find all the adverbial phrases that are starting the sentences. So remember, they're adverbials of time, manner, place, and reason. We use the acronym TRAMP to remember them. So we've already highlighted there, one there, sitting quietly in the garden. So what colour shall I use now? Green. So I can go over that one. I'm going to put this one. No. You know what? I haven't clicked on the highlighter. That's why. And it's still doing yellow. Oh my goodness, year 6. What a day I'm having. There we go. Sitting quietly in the garden. Ooh, where's another one I noticed? Rushing to get ready. So here I'm going to put my key, and that's going to be my adverbial. So when you've gone through the whole text, and remember this is just the first paragraph that I'm doing, I want you to identify it right the way through, and it's really important that you start to identify these adverbial phrases because you need to be starting to put those into your own writing. And if you're highlighting them, you could almost magpie these for when you do your writing next week, because that aids cohesion and it makes it much easier for the reader to really understand what is happening. So when you have done task 1, 2 and 3, the last thing that I want you to do, yellow group, is to just identify what else you notice. Be a detective, go through what about the punctuation that's been used, what about the types of sentences, have I used compound, complex or simple sentences, have I used a variety of 3, is there any speech in it, what do you notice? So that yellow group is your task for today, and remember you've got the whole hour to do this, and that should take you a whole hour if you do it properly. Finally, year 6, when you're happy with your work, I want you to check your waggle over. Is there anything else you could add to it? And then I want you to email it to your class teacher at the end of the day. So that is the end of lesson 4 for today.